the Warrior's getting that early pressure off, and that's really affecting aAa. So I think that their openers are not as strong as they were, and I think that's really affecting them. But I honestly believe that SK Gaming, you know, are still very beatable, even after a very convincing
I'm not really sure how they really
lost.
I mean, you pointed out the mistakes they made.
Well, the mistakes
I think it also took them way too long to actually score the kill, because I saw Torkin nuking a couple of times, and he made really good moves, like shackling the Gargoyle without it like doing damage at all, I think.
Yeah, so, but I mean, the openers have been a lot more even. That's all I'm going to say from this. I mean, the mid-game decisions and stuff, they're just playing, they're trying to kill what they can, and people are using defensive cooldowns well, and they haven't managed to get those kills, even with some good fears.
We shouldn't go there. Yeah, no, he couldn't.
All right, so RDSA...
He tried to go with the invisibility through the D&D to get the Frost Nova on them.
All right, so they are going to open up onto RDSA, looking for a switch. In comes an intervene. Not sure that's going to take off. Didn't look like it took off actually a mage spell. RDSA is going to get polyed, so it is going to be an exposed armor onto Enix. Enix having to back away. Another at the moment is the only person that can help. There's a blind on RDSA. That's going to be broken by a Nova. Enix still dipping low. RDSA is going to Blade Storm on top of this fight. That's not really going to be affecting too much as he leads over towards Forkin. Switching over to Enix, you can see him at the bottom. Tranquility will go all the way through. Kuna following at the moment from aAa, taking a lot of damage, getting healed up. Forkin could be a potential target here. He's going to trinket away, dispel Chains of Ice to get away, and will be penancing himself and looking to heal some of his team members. So RDSA once again could be target. Deep freeze. There comes the expose, dismantle, improve counterspell. There comes Forkin looking for a fear. RDSA looking to get an intercept onto Forkin. I'm sure he's gotten targeted but can't get over. Didn't matter so much. Pressure still onto the Rogue actually at the moment. He's used Cloak of Shadows. Forkin's going to have to heal him. You can see Penance being channeled. Not sure if that's a Cyclone being casted there off to the left. Maybe expected it would have been. Poly onto RDSA. So a lot of pressure is slightly, it's going to settle for the moment, but surely that's going to reopen up now as another is going to be opened up onto. Let's switch over to another, as he goes down to half HP, looking for Enix. Enix is actually in deep freeze.
After improved counterspell.
Yep, so another taking a lot of damage, but still managing to kite this out pretty successfully. Can drop in this situation. There comes a 4.6k heal, followed by a 2k. In comes a Holy Fire as well, but still defensively going away with Chains of Ice, and that's what you have to do versus the Rogue.
I think he's safe again.
Yeah, and there comes a successful Cyclone onto the Mage, so he's still surviving in this. Oh, and that was... Wow. I mean, Enix out of mana in that fight for the first time. And I'm not sure if Forkin came forward and he put that fear in. Did he also... I mean, I wasn't sure when Innovate was actually used, but Enix had no buffs whatsoever.
Yeah, he had to use it early on.
Okay.
Also, about the Blade Storm, I mean, you said it wasn't really effective because it wasn't...
It broke up the fight. It wasn't effective for a kill.
It kind of scared away the Mage and the Rogue, who are sitting on the Druid, like on top of him. It's really good.
So we'll have to see what will happen. We are going to go into a Ring of Valor. It's going to be round 2 in the second best of 5. So that means that currently aAa only need 2 rounds to win, and SK need 3. But SK did get 3 last time with a clean sweep, acing it 3-0. So it's going to be watching Forkin to begin with, and it'll be interesting to see if they can Zerg him.
Forward to this as much as me, like Zerging one healer and Zerging the other as well?
I don't think that's going to be really successful. I think Kuna's going to... I think Kuna and the Mage will play defensive to start with rather than offensive, and I think Forkin will get a better chance. So Forkin actually is going to get Chains of Ice. We'll have to see what the CC control can do. There was a Frost Nova. At the moment, it's only RDSA onto Forkin. Forkin trying to survive. In comes a Pain Suppression early. Pet is actually up as well, so maybe switching some damage around. We still have the MS, and they are actually going to be doing what Sean said. They are going to be trying to Zerg each other's healers. Fear did actually hit, and it's not breaking for a decent 4 seconds onto a Nyx, but it is going to be Forkin that's going to taking the brunt of this down to 3k, and Nyx is actually getting healed up. There comes an improved counterspell onto a Nyx, but the ticks actually put him over 10k once again. Forkin's going to go down. Here comes their post chance, and they need to get open up. He's looking for the opener so desperately, and surely it's going to get a kill, and in comes a double kill.
So this is 2 DPS.
Yeah, now 2 DPS versus 2. RDSA is surely going to be the first target, and he's just going to go down. I mean, once a Warrior...
I remember, although, I mean, this looks over probably, but I can remember another winning 1 versus 3 during the games convention against SK. I'm not sure if it wasn't on the stream, but
well, he needs to get that rogue down.
You can never write another off.
There comes a sacrifice of the pet. There comes a rogue, 3k, and he's going to go down. But another, yeah, certainly gave it his best shot. But you know, the mage was in good enough health, and you know, they had enough stability there to get the kill. So it was going to be a cross kill. aAa are going to take that, putting them at match point in the grand finals. aAa only need to win 1, and they will walk over the finish line with a 3-0 victory, kind of saying to SK, what you can do, we can do better, as well, SK did it to them in the first best of 5. So we'll have to see if SK can put a stop to this. And here we go. Let's see what they can do. Following another on DK. Rogue making his way around the outside once again.
I don't see a death in DK, and there's a Sep.
Yeah, Sap, and this is a position he got dispelled last time and dispelled off, but actually they are going to open up onto a Nix. They're going to ignore another for the moment. Potential a sheep. There was a fear, actually didn't hit another. Another actually ran away from that fear. He saw the priest coming in. Really nice play from another.
I think there were a bit too many cooldowns thrown at NX. Yeah. There was a lot of stuns, a fear, and an improved counterspell all at the same time. That's too much.
All right, we'll have to see if they're going to pay for this then, as Nix is sitting quite comfortably. Let's switch over to another. He's going to be out of CC control. He gets put into one sheep, gets put into a second sheep, and now he will be trying to get onto the back of the target. RDSA is going to be the one that's going to be their target. And Nix sitting quite pretty on the outside. Forkin looking to chase him. Damage looking reasonably good onto RDSA, drops down to half HP, and Nix is an improved counterspell, looking to get a fear onto him. Maybe RDSA can switch to the priest. He does switch to the priest, but gets polyed off. Maybe they're going to... actually, that poly came through a shield wall at the same time. Another's going to be polyed now, so they're going to switch back onto RDSA. But look at this. Their pressure is so good, and their control is so good that they really force an early innovate. You could almost say that. So, I mean, the mana is so in favor of aAa.
Token also already used his Shadow Fiend, so they are both even at the in mana-wise.
Oh, yeah.
So they both used their big cooldowns, so I'm going to see it.
RDSA dueling it out with Forkin, just backing off there, dipping back. In comes a Blade Storm, but he's lost another's pressure. Another is going to be out of that sheep and looking to get back on. RDSA is getting actually beat on during that Blade Storm, but still being topped up nicely. Nice intercept onto the Rogue is going to put a lot of pressure, and Forkin is really, really going at the moment. And
yeah, but there's him, so he's kind of securing the health of all his teammates right now.
Yeah, it certainly has for the moment, but I honestly believe that this is going to be too much, and they should put pressure onto that Rogue. Polyed off his RDSA, but nice chains of ice to keep him in somewhat position. You can imagine now, as soon as RDSA gets out,
I'm not sure where the pet of another was, because Dawkin got a drink of... Oh no, it was him, so yeah, he's down to 0 mana again. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I mean, they know they can train this Rogue. I mean, really, it's the only viable option, and it should get him a kill. They can't let him really escape, as they did. If they let him escape and just play this out annoyingly, this could be... There comes another. There comes a Moonfire. In comes a Fear, though, onto... and also a Cyclone. And it should be the death of Kuna. And SK look to secure this round, and they do, even with another in poly and actually blinded at the same time. So desperate to keep him alive. But yeah, SK are going to take that. So they are going to claw one back. Yet. So 2-1. So yeah, certainly not over yet. We are going to go into maybe a more problematic map for SK Gaming, as it is 2-1 still in favor of aAa, right? It's going to be Dalaran Suez. And we'll have to see what happens in the opener. Another is going to get into combat, and RDSA is going to open up onto the mage. Instantly backing off. You can imagine he's spamming some shouts. His actually rage isn't going down, just keeping it for the moment. It's going to intercept onto the back of the Rogue. Drops a hamstring, but no MS. It's going to be polyed off, so Nix is going to be the target at the moment. Into Kidney. He has got Bark Skin up. In comes an improved counterspell, but he's ticked up pretty high.
And another is shackled right now.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, another shackle, but RDSA going to drop a lot of damage, and it is going to be onto Forkin, and Forkin having to use a late PS. He's got MS debuff still up. There comes a Nova. That's going to help him a little bit. RDSA gets back onto the target, and Forkin dropping so low, and he is going to go down. Switching over to a Nix. I mean, he got away.
There was a very offensive ice block as well to try to help Forkin against all this damage, and it wasn't enough.
You know, both of these teams want to go through. aAa want to meet their friends, aAa Newark, in week 5. SK Gaming, you know, want to just do it because they play in SK Gaming and another.
I'm also not sure, is there some kind of rivalry going on between the two aAa teams? I'm not really sure.
I'm not sure either. I'm sure they all love each other.
Positive. But I'm sure
they want.
It's
probably healthy competition that they want to do better with each other, and I know that they actually help each other train as well in many cases. So, all right, so the gates are going to open, and we're going to head in. Another going to do a standard opener, get stuff into combat. Not going to pull out the rogue in that situation. You can see RDSA charging, breaking away. Both going to be caught into Nova. There should be that was broken actually, that Nova, and it is going to be an intercept onto Kuna. Kuna's going to drop down. Now he's going to have to get back up to open up onto target. Potentially he could go for RDSA in this situation. There's going to be too many hots onto Enix. Actually, Enix had his bark skin maybe potentially removed there or just ran out. But
and he's really another just dropped down to and death grip him to the lower level, but Kuna avoided this kind of well. And now...
Yeah, Kuna using Cloak of Shadows.
Another is too keen on trying to pull someone down. He's dropping down for the second time now.
And he's actually going to be put into a poly. RDSA is into a blind, so it's only another, and another does get to pull someone down that time and give Enigmas a little bit of time to breathe. Potential second poly onto another, Chains of Ice onto the rogue. He's going to be having to dusk it out versus RDSA. RDSA joins the fight. Now this is where it could get dangerous for RDSA. In comes a Fear, that's going to be trinketed off. RDSA caught into a kidney. He's being spammed, dispelled. There comes a dismantle, so RDSA could be really, really dangerous in his position. Does get a intervene away. Looking back at the fight, another there pretty much sticking onto the rogue, and now they could be switching to go offensively, and this is the time that they needed to do it. They do go offensive actually, and picking the mage as the target. He ice blocked there.
There's pains the pressure on the rogue, so they won't get to score a kill.
And this is going to be another opener onto RDSA, looking for a Nix. He's actually does have line of sight. The priest is nowhere to be seen on the other side of the map. They do look like they are nuking, and a poly once again onto another. So RDSA should probably intervene, get away. But he's going to go offensively here. He feels confident in his position that when he gets another back, that they could get a kill. And Nix is rotated around away from the priest.
That was a nice cyclone by him, and he's kiting Thorkin all around the map right now.
Well, this
didn't get feared at all in the last couple of minutes. There's the fear, though.
Yeah, there's the final fear that they needed. No pressure, though, really. In actual fact, he's going to have to heal. So this is looking good for SK Gaming, unless maybe they can switch onto a Nix, which is could be a possible tactic. RDSA is put into a poly, following a Nix at the moment. He has an improved CS, will get away, and this guy can kite.
And still low. Yeah. I mean, he's not even getting him up, really.
And he's going ridiculously low at the moment, down to 4K.
The mana is also very low for Thorkin.
Yeah, and really they're going to have to kite away. And you've got retaliation up on RDSA, so he's not really a viable target. Kuna dropped down to 4K. Thorkin, that's going to be his last penance, and it was almost stopped by himself. And Kuna's going to go down. And, you know, SK Gaming kited it out. And the targets that I saw that aAa picked were the only viable ones. I mean, when they had to switch for a Nix there because they didn't get a successful kill. And really, really nice play from SK Gaming. But they are going to be the champions of ESLTV Invitational Week 3.
And the very first non-RMP team.
So join us next week then, when we will have 4 more teams competing, including Inflame, Inner Fire, and 2 to surprise them. But for this week, it is SK Gaming that are winning. Thank you so much for joining us on the show, Sean.
Thank you.
I've been James Goodharding. Thank you for watching. See you next week. Take care.
Good night.